So I did not want to be making a video today for a lot of different reasons. I'm not feeling well. Rona has swept into the house. And also I didn't want to be making a video about this, especially because I feel like I'm done. Like Grace Community Church hasn't said anything more, and I was assuming that we wouldn't find out any more information. And so I was just kind of done with it. But nope. Nope, we got more. We got more coming out. From Grace Community Church and specifically the Masters University. Julie Roys, I know, even as I say her name, some of you are very triggered. That's fine. Be kind in the comments section. I'll just say that. But she basically just had an article today where she just showed some clips of a man from the Masters University. This man right here. John Street, who chairs the Master of Arts in Biblical Counseling program at the Masters University, where John Macarthur is chancellor. Street joined the TMU staff in 1999 and preached about counseling at GCC as early as 2001 Church Sermon Archives show. And she basically just showed him talking about abuse, physical abuse within a marriage and how to deal with it. Now, I did a stream that I've since privatized because of other reasons. I'll have at some point I'll put it back out. But basically, I did a stream with my wife where we talked about physical abuse in the church and conservative churches and some of the reasons why I think it happens and what we can do about it. One of the things that I said was these kinds of churches, they don't say, these conservative churches specifically, and I would put this as now, especially with this, I would put this in a truly fundamentalist camp. And say that a lot of these fundamentalist churches, they don't counsel the wife to get out of a relationship or at least separate themselves from their abusive significant other, specifically, a spouse. And, people were like, oh, that's not true. I'm sure that doesn't happen here. Well, it does. It does actually quite a bit. Let's look at a video here that she had. And this is John Street, who is the chair of biblical counseling. This is not some substitute teacher. Okay. Let's hear what he has to say and we'll react as we go.
Now, we do agree with Minnemeyer that the Bible teaches mutual love and respect for one another in the husband-wife relationship. But we don't agree that the primary goal of the counselee or the counselor working with an abuse situation is to make personal escape and protection the essential object of their counsel.
What? Guys, there's no debate. Stop debating. Stop covering up for this. Just say it's weird. Can you just at least, those people, not everyone, a lot of people who watch these videos that I make are truly understanding what's going on. But there are some people who just really love John Macarthur, really love the Masters University, really love Shepherd's Conference, and they're viewing it as an attack against complementarianism. This isn't about complementarianism. This is about abuse. And what is a church supposed to do? And what are elders in a local church supposed to do? What he just said is that we need to stop making the physical safety of someone that we're counseling the main object. What? Yes, of course it should be the main object. If someone is being hurt and abused, get them out of the situation. But that's not what he teaches.
Virtually at this point, there's no difference between integrationist counselor and the secular counselor. Both have the same goal, that is ultimately saving the body.
Which he's saying is bad. He's saying that saving the body, the physical body, is bad. Awful.
Let me suggest to you that if saving the body is the ultimate goal in counseling, to be consistent, we would have to make that the ultimate goal of Christians across the board.
Why? What a straw man argument he's giving to these impressionable students. These probably mostly young men who are going to go into ministry and they're getting this training. This is how you deal with these complex situations. Your primary focus shouldn't be about saving the individual's physical body, their physical well-being. And if we're going to apply that, then it applies to missionaries. Why are we bringing up missionaries? It has nothing to do with this at all. Oh, it just infuriates me.
So that would mean a lot of our missionaries who are in locations around the world where they are under bodily threat, we're going to have to pull them home and put them in a protective situation. Because husbands, wives, children are under bodily threat.
What he's doing is he's equating physical abuse from a spouse, and let's be honest, we all know the stats. It's usually the husband. So an abusive husband is the same thing as persecution for missionaries. And by saying men, women, and children, he's saying that men, women, and children within the home also need to just be there. Because we don't pull missionaries out when there's persecution. To which I say, yes, we do. We do that all the time. Any missionary. If you're a missionary and you're watching this video, let me know. When there's incredible hostile threats, doesn't your agency say, hey, we got a plan to get you out? Do you want to come home? Most agencies do. And all agencies should. And look at church history. Not everyone was a martyr walking into the arena, just giving themselves over and saying, I'm ready to meet my Savior. Most of them were caught. Paul had to pursue the church and ravage it. Because when you're being persecuted, you scatter. Look at the book of Acts.
What does that say about Christians in countries like China, where the church is openly abused and physically harmed? Maybe we should do everything we can to pull and smuggle those people out of China.
Yeah, if we can.
Or in countries, Islamic countries, where Christianity is outlawed, and yet there are Christians there undergoing persecution all the time, some of them dying.
Okay, should some Christians stay? Absolutely. Those who would want to and think that they can still do ministry. We don't just slaughter Christians for the fun of it. We don't just let people get killed because, that's suffering for Jesus. We don't do that. We try our best to get away from that threat. We don't walk them into gas chambers. What is going on? I don't even understand how these two things correlate. If you understand, let me know down in the comments, but this is just insane.
If saving the body is the ultimate goal, then those people shouldn't be there. We should take no risks at all, if that's the ultimate goal. What is the goal? Well, I think from a biblical perspective, we can say that the goal in biblical counseling is to be God's kind of person even in the midst of your trial.
Even in the midst of your trial in context abuse. That's what he's talking about. So this is who is teaching counseling at the Master's University, where thousands of pastors have studied and are now going into pastoral ministry, doing counseling and taking these tools with them. What do we do? What do we do about this situation? I say shut it all down. I've seen enough. Shut down Master's University. If this is the kind of teaching that they've been doing for their counseling, shut it down. I don't care how great they are at teaching expository preaching. I'm sure they are. I'm sure that Masters, I know guys who have gone to Masters and they don't teach this. But that is so completely false, contrary to the New Testament completely. Why does it take Julie Roys for us to see this? Where's the outcry from conservative, reformed guys like me? If you have a YouTube channel and you're still talking about Julie Roys and you're not going to talk about this, done. Done. You're done to me. I think that you should not have a platform. You really shouldn't. If you're not going to look at this and say, to be fair, people. Look at this kind of teaching and say that is bizarre. That is not appropriate. For me, I think it is an appropriate response to say that the Master's University should shut down their counseling department. Shut it down completely. This man should be fired. It's so, so, so contrary to what we see in the New Testament. Did not want to make this video. I'm sure I angered a lot more people. So if you agree with me, hit that like button. I know it sounds gross to like be talking about these things and then say like and subscribe. But honestly, if you agree with me, show me by liking the video, because there are, like I've said so many times now, there are going to be people who just don't. And I think that all of us should look at this. Maybe you don't agree with me about all the other stuff. Fine. I think you're wrong. You think I'm wrong. That's fine. We can say that the other person is wrong. But this ain't right. And something needs to be done about it. Pastors, impressionable students are coming and training under men like this. And this is the kind of teaching that's happening at John Macarthur's university. He's chancellor, guys. He approves of what is being taught there. He better know what's being taught there. And this is not a small thing. Anyways, like I said, I probably won't be having any more videos throughout the week. I'm not feeling well, but I wanted to talk about this because it's personal to me. I don't want to get into it. This is a public thing, but it is personal to me. And it should be personal for all of us, to be honest. But anyways, I'll see you in the next video.